Good morning. Welcome to the fourth hour. Always nice to have you along. Thank you so much. Tell your friends, will you? Tell your friends, let folks know what we're doing. I would appreciate it. Donald Trump was speaking yesterday. He was delivering remarks at a summit down in Miami Beach, and the president was there. And so this day one of a 3-day conference in Miami Beach, and it's hosted by Saudi Arabia. And so Donald Trump is there, and he shared some of what they are finding in terms of the federal government waste that is out there. And I want you to watch this. I'm just going to share a portion of this. This is like the video's like 4.5 minutes long, and I won't share it all. But this is a moment where Trump, again, he's listing all of this money that was going to foreign governments, and it's really kind of, I mean, you listen to it, it's staggering. So here's President Trump.
In Colombia, $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that even means. None of this stuff, everyone's trying to figure out what the hell does it all mean?
Nobody knows what it
means. $42 million
means.
For social and behavior changes in Uganda. 40 million's a lot of newspaper ads in Uganda. $70 million for research of evidence-based solutions for development challenges.
And he's got the audience
$10 million for Mozambique medical male circumcision. What does that mean? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia.
Listen to this stuff. It's just amazing.
$486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive, participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India. What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Wow, $21 million. I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Wow, we ought to tell the Indian government, because when we hear that Russia spent about $2 in our country, it was a big deal, right? They took some internet ads for $2,000. This is a total breakthrough. $21 million for India.
And this just goes on. I mean, it's, and you listen to this, you find this on Donald Trump's True Social account. There's a lot of, I think, a lot of great stuff on his True Social account. This an hour ago, balanced budget now. Let's give it a shot. Lots of money coming in from tariffs. Do it. Try to see what else is on. Get a load of this. Great job on Fox yesterday by Senate Majority Leader John Thune in explaining how far Republican senators have come in working with Speaker Johnson and the Republican House on tax cuts, the border, some of the most important legislation that our country has ever considered. Tremendous progress has been made, and Republicans are united like never before. Make America great again, Donald Trump is saying on True Social. So I think that's some of the latest here. I didn't have that up for you, but that is some of the latest coming from Donald Trump and what he is sharing on True Social. You know, we've spent a lot of time talking this week about the Department of Government Efficiency. Donald Trump and Elon Musk doing an interview with Sean Hannity this week that really, and Fox News has had a number of stories about this over the course of the week, because there was a lot of information there, I think. And so they have been mining that interview that Hannity did throughout the week. So Elon Musk emphasizing the role of full transparency. He said, you know what's better than saying, trust me? It's just full transparency. So what we're doing with Doge, just go to doge.gov. You can see every single action that's been taken, he said. which you can. They're posting that. I am following Doge.gov. I'm also following Doge on, they've got an account on X as well as Elon Musk. I follow both of them on X. So they also talked about this. Donald Trump then saying he tapped Elon Musk to lead Doge. The president saying, to me, it was important for people to understand he's doing a big job. He's doing a very thankless job. It's really a thankless job, but he's helping us save our country. Our country is in serious trouble, and I had to get the best guy, Trump says. So the media, yeah, they're trying to say there's these rivalries between Trump and Musk. There's no such thing. I have not seen that. Every time I see them together, look at the reaction between these two men. I think there's a relationship there, even though there's not complete and total agreement on a number of things. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Clearly, these are two men who are thinking similarly. Elon Musk made some comments here that I'd not heard previously. And he was talking about Doge making some mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I think reasonable people understand that. I don't want to say we all understand that because, we'll have certain people who will be up in arms over a number of things. But what Musk is saying here, if we don't solve the deficit, there won't be money for medical care. There won't be money for Social Security. We either solve the deficit or all we'll be doing is paying debt. It's got to be solved, or there's no medical care, there's no Social Security, there's no nothing. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done. And then he goes further because, and you may not have thought about this, Musk says, if the ship of America sinks, we're all going down with it. This idea that people can escape to New Zealand or some other place is false. If the central pillar of Western civilization, that is America, if America falls, the whole roof comes crashing down and there is no escape. Yeah. You expect Europe to bail out the world? Is it going to be Europe that is going to, bail out the world and everything that we have seen? Yeah, don't think so. So as we were talking about the Department of Government Efficiency, I have been at Doge.gov, and as you click on items there, it takes you to their account on X. And I want you to see this. Schools have spent nearly $200 billion of COVID relief funds with little oversight or impact on students. For instance, $393,000 to rent out a Major League Baseball stadium, $86,000 in Caesars Palace hotel rooms, $60,000 in swimming pool passes, even an ice cream truck. All of this money was drawn with no documentation, none of it. And so I'm curious to know what you think of this. They're saying there is $4 billion left, and a new they're saying that they're setting us now under the Trump administration, they're setting a new rule. All grantees must provide receipts for every purchase before they receive funding. So in other words, you reimburse them. So they've got to show that they actually spent the money before claiming then, trying to receive funds from the federal government. And I think that is just really kind of pivotal. That it absolutely makes sense. Why should the federal government be giving these dollars away before need is being shown for it, right? That's when, and you know this, this is when money starts getting wasted. When it starts getting blown on all of these various things, and you're giving the money away, and we don't have any accountability, versus you are going out and you're spending the money first and then being reimbursed by the federal government. That just makes a lot of sense to me. And it's just common sense, just absolutely common sense. I think a lot of folks will relate to that. So this is one, if you're on X and you follow the Department of Government Efficiency, let's see what else they have going on. So this is, and they're saying, please send them, if you know of waste, fraud, abuse, if you've got ideas, send it to us. This is what I just shared with you. U.S. Treasury saving American taxpayers $1.9 billion. And this just goes on. The amount of savings that we are seeing. So the Department of Education has terminated 18 grants for $226 million. To comprehensive centers. They provided counseling service with a large focus on DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this just goes on. And then they respond to inaccuracies. You got folks saying, well, Doge said this, $8 billion, it was actually $8 million. And they're saying, no, it's actually not right. And correcting this. So follow the Department of Government Efficiency on X, and you really keep an eye on what they're doing and the impact that they have been having. Chuck Todd is back in the news, and this just cracks me up. Chuck Todd being mocked. He posted a link to the Mueller report. He's because of what Donald Trump is doing, trying to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. So Chuck Todd, formerly, of NBC News, he said that this is the Mueller report, something folks ought to reacquaint themselves with. What is that zaniness? And I love Glenn Greenwald. He's one of those folks, Glenn Greenwald and I would not agree on a number of things. But when it comes to common sense, Greenwald has not taken leave of his senses. So he is an opponent of U.S. support for Ukraine's war effort. He accused Todd of implying that Donald Trump is a Kremlin asset. And he said, playing all the old hits, because in desperation, what else do they have? Absolutely right. What else have they got? They're desperate. They're going after Trump. It's just crazy as you watch some of this stuff unfold. There was a story at Newsmax too. I was looking for things that are new this morning. And so let me back up on this a little bit. You've got Vladimir Zelensky, who will be meeting the U.S. envoy after Donald Trump. And we talked about this morning. Go to True Social. If you don't have a True Social account, I have a True Social account simply to be able to follow Donald Trump and to see what Donald Trump is saying without the filter of the media. So I can go and I can see what he's saying. And then, I'm smart enough to be able to piece it together as to whether or not he's being accurate or, and part of it, I just got to tell you, it's one of the reasons I played the video of Trump this morning. The guy just got a sense of humor in the midst of all of this. That's just, I love Trump's sense of humor. So Zelensky will be meeting today with the U.S. envoy, Keith Kellogg. And Kellogg is saying, I think the Russians want to see the war end, but I think they have the cards a little bit because, this was Donald Trump yesterday. Trump saying, that Russians are holding the cards a little bit because they've taken a lot of territory. So they have the cards, the president said. So Zelensky, Joe Biden held up Zelensky as a hero. Trump has been critical of Zelensky. That was a big part of the morning show this morning. And Trump said, a dictator without elections, Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left, among the things that Trump wrote. So, and then you look at some of this Trump's invective. Drew Schock from Europe was wrong and dangerous to call Zelensky a dictator. He's called off elections for 3 years. I mean, hasn't been holding elections. What would you call that? There's an absence of elections. I mean, who does that kind of thing? Remember, there was this big concern that Donald Trump's going to be doing that. Donald Trump's going to be president. But when it comes to Zelensky, oh, no concerns at all. So this just kind of cracks me up. Mike Pence. Oh, Mr. Pence. Ukraine did not start this war. Russia launched an unprovoked and brutal invasion, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives. Others who are saying the same thing. Ukraine is a democracy. Vladimir Putin's Russia is not. So we'll see where it goes. But Zelensky, I think there are some rough days ahead, I think, for Zelensky, and I think the United States is also trying to make it very clear they are having conversations with both Russia and with Ukraine as well. So, I mean, they're having conversations, not together. They're not all sitting down at the same table. But Donald Trump's making it very clear Russia's kind of got the cards. They're holding the cards. And so, Ukraine is Donald Trump had appealed to Ukraine to try to end this thing beforehand. You get it done. Get it done. And they weren't able to do that. So we'll see where it goes. It's going to be what it's going to be. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. You are part of my gallery of champions. You made it to the end of the video, so my thanks to you. If you'll hit the like button before you leave, very, very much appreciated. And we'll leave it there for today. See you again tomorrow. So take care. See you again soon, my friend. So long.